Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science Channel. Today it's the early evening on December 27th, 2020. I'm doing my weekly report. This is where I analyze CDC data for COVID-19 deaths by age and sex. We also compare the COVID-19 deaths to total deaths. So let's just start out here. You can see, okay, so the data, if we've already pulled down the data, that little data clean on it off outside of R. Well, before we get started, there's a couple of small favors to ask. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to all 58 of my subscribers. I appreciate every one of you guys and gals. I also have my first small favor is to, if you find this report helpful, as it should be, because I think you'd be surprised as to what numbers you actually see here. But click on that subscribe button and share this video on your social media accounts with your friends, your family, your neighbors. Share this report on COVID-19, age, and sex with on your Facebook account, on your Twitter account, on your Instagram account, whatever social media accounts you're on. WhatsApp, share this report, this video with your friends and family, okay, and your neighbors. Finally, if you click on the description button, you're going to see a link that says buy me a coffee. I'd appreciate if you click on that link today and buy me a cup of coffee there, all right? So let's go ahead. I've already loaded a lot. Let's go and load some data. The first data set is weekly COVID-19 deaths by age and sex. Okay. Then come down here, pull that data. Now it says total COVID-19 deaths by age and sex. Now let's go pull out some data. We're not going to pull out any record that has all ages or all sexes. Okay, that makes sense. So let's come back here and let's just plot this here. Now what this tells us is that currently more males are dying than females. Okay, and now this is the total deaths, COVID-19 deaths by age group. Women are over 75,000 deaths. Okay, or 85 year older 75,000 deaths. 75 to 84 is over 75,000 deaths. Actually, 85 and older is closer to 80,000 or 85,000. But you can also see how the deaths begin to fall off, particularly under the age of. This is 25,000, so this is 12,500. So you can see that so far in the first what 10, 11 months of this disease, uh, then you can see the numbers begin to fall off under age 54 because this is so far in 11 months we've averaged this is 25,000, 12,500. So you can see how the number of deaths drops off below age 55. Okay, now total deaths and percentages of deaths by age group. Okay, so you can see here again 85 and older is still the highest percentage, somewhere around 22, 23%. Right? And then it flows back down here. You can see that people 50 and under basically only have a 5% chance of dying. Okay. And if you're under the age of 35, you have a less than a 2.5% of dying. Okay. Let's break this down by sex and age group. Okay. You can see that females have account for the most deaths here, 85 and older. But from that point on, from 84 and below, there's more male deaths than females, which is kind of interesting. What do we got here? Okay, now this is a breakdown of the four primary at-risk age groups, which are 55 and older. You can see that again, these numbers here are 2,000 or something like that. You can see that About here, sometime in December, the deaths begin to fall off in all four of these age groups. Fall off pretty dramatically, actually. Okay? Okay? What do you got here now? Okay, so this is a plot of the COVID-19 deaths as a percentage of total deaths. So you can see back in April, COVID-19, April, May, COVID account for 25% of U.S. deaths, according to the CDC. That number fell dramatically back over here to below 7%. But now you can see it started to climb back up again, above 20%, but for some reason now it's falling back down. Now, of course, it could be that that flu season is going to increase flu deaths. So therefore, that's going to affect this line here, okay? Let's come down here now. Plot of total deaths and cases. Once again, this is total deaths and COVID-19 deaths. Okay, you can see total deaths fell off. This total deaths falling off here probably is directly affected, had directly to do with the fall off in COVID-19 cases. But to get an idea of how much COVID-19 accounts out of the total deaths here. Okay. Also, this is a log 10 analysis here, all right? Log 10. Now you can see here, so once again, you can see that the COVID-19 deaths doesn't take up that much of the total deaths. What do we got here now? Okay, so this is the number of COVID-19 deaths for age groups under 55. Okay, you can see, up until about even close to 44, there isn't a lot of deaths here. Okay, there isn't a lot of deaths. But 45 to 55, you see a dramatic increase in deaths, but you also see a pretty dramatic decrease in death. It's a decrease here, a decrease here. The rest of these two age groups here and this one here really don't account for that many deaths. Okay. What about deaths by age group for the last 7 days? Okay, we can see last 7 days we had just 2,000, 5,000, close to 6,000 deaths in the last 7 days for people 85 and older, or 600 deaths. I'm sorry. And again, you can see 45 and under, it falls below 100. So is there good news? Well, the good news is that this number's falling again. The good news is as all four of these age groups here continue to show a decline in deaths, the total deaths for each age group is still continuing to increase. So anyway, thanks for stopping by my Caribou Data Scientist Sunday afternoon, and we'll catch you again on a later day with another report.